Alright, so the next month has a decent lineup of games on the way, with so many titles releasing across different platforms and genres. Some are brand new, some have been on people's radar for a while, and a few might surprise you. If you're just looking to see what's coming next month and maybe pick out a game or two to play, this video will walk you through everything you need to know. Let's get into 30 games coming in January 2026.
Hell yeah!
Code Vein 2, set to release on January 29th, 2026, continues Bandai Namco's dark anime-inspired Souls-like saga with a fresh narrative that intertwines post-apocalyptic despair and time-bending mystery. Players step into the role of the Revenant Hunter, tasked with halting the collapse of civilization as the Lunarapisis corrupts revenants into monstrous horrors. Accompanied by Lu, a companion gifted with the ability to manipulate time, you'll traverse ruined cities and haunting landscapes, revisiting the past to alter the present and reshape the future. Combat emphasizes precision and adaptability, demanding mastery of weapons and abilities while reading enemy patterns in adrenaline-fueled encounters. The sequel promises deeper emotional storytelling, cinematic presentation, and expanded exploration, blending visceral battles with a narrative that challenges fate itself, making Code Vein 2 a bold evolution of its predecessor's Gothic RPG formula. Cairn, releasing on January 29th, 2026, is an atmospheric survival climbing adventure from the game Bakers, creators of Fury and Haven. Set against the unforgiving backdrop of Mount Kami, players embody Ava, a determined mountaineer striving to become the first to conquer its perilous summit. The game blends simulation and narrative, requiring players to carefully chart climbing routes, manage pitons and resources, and adapt to the mountain's shifting conditions. Every ascent is a test of endurance and decision-making, as Ava must balance ambition with sacrifice, uncovering the secrets hidden within the mountain's treacherous face. With its stylized visuals, physics-driven climbing mechanics, and cinematic storytelling, Cairn promises a deeply immersive experience that captures both the thrill and fragility of human perseverance in the face of nature's indifference. BrokenLore UNFOLLOW, releasing on January 16th, 2026, is the third entry in Serafini Productions' psychological horror series, plunging players into a surreal nightmare shaped by the toxic influence of social media. You play as Anne, a young woman scarred by relentless online bullying, who finds herself trapped in a distorted reality where sinister creatures embody her trauma and paranoia. The game blends first-person exploration, stealth, and survival mechanics with a narrative that forces players to confront the dark consequences of digital obsession and cruelty. Atmospheric environments, shifting perspectives, and multiple endings heighten the tension, while Anne's journey becomes both a fight for survival and a symbolic struggle against the demons of isolation and cyber abuse. With its mix of horror, mystery, and emotional storytelling, BrokenLore UNFOLLOW promises a chilling, thought-provoking experience that resonates with modern anxieties about identity and connection in the digital age.
If this were only a dream, I could wake. But dreams end. And this?
Code Violet, developed by Team Kill Media and set to launch exclusively on PlayStation 5 on January 10th, 2026, is a third-person sci-fi action horror game that channels strong Dino Crisis vibes while carving its own identity. Players step into a tense survival experience where prehistoric terrors collide with futuristic weaponry, forcing them to balance resource management, exploration, and adrenaline-fueled combat. The narrative follows Violet Sinclair, a protagonist caught in a conspiracy that blurs the line between genetic experimentation and ancient nightmares, as she battles mutated dinosaurs and uncovers the truth behind a shadowy organization. With cinematic presentation, richly detailed environments, and mechanics that emphasize both precision gunplay and tactical survival, Code Violet promises to deliver a gripping blend of nostalgia and innovation. Its deluxe edition adds cosmetic outfits, avatars, and soundtrack bonuses, while the core game focuses on atmosphere, danger, and the thrill of confronting creatures that embody humanity's hubris. 2XKO, Riot Games' upcoming free-to-play 2 vs 2 fighting game, is set to launch in January 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, bringing League of Legends champions into a fast-paced tag-team brawler format. Designed with intuitive controls and explosive duo mechanics, players can either control both fighters solo or team up with a partner to unleash synergized combos. The roster features iconic champions like Ahri, Jinx, Yasuo, and Echo, with Caitlyn joining as the newest addition, reimagined with zoning abilities and precision traps esports insider +1. Built for competitive play, 2XKO introduces the Fuse system to expand tactical depth, while Riot prepares a structured esports circuit to support its long-term growth. With cinematic flair, accessible gameplay, and a focus on community-driven updates, 2XKO aims to merge the spirit of League's universe with the adrenaline of modern fighting games, offering both casual fun and serious competitive potential.
Win!
Arknights Endfield, scheduled for release on January 22, 2026, marks a bold evolution of the Arknights franchise, shifting from its tower defense roots into a fully realized 3D real-time action RPG with factory simulation elements. Set on the mysterious planet Talos 2, players take on the role of the Endministrator, tasked with both combating supernatural threats like the Corruption and Anchor while simultaneously industrializing the world to harness its resources. The game blends fast-paced combat with strategic team management, allowing players to control one operator in battle while coordinating others, creating dynamic encounters that emphasize synergy and tactical depth. Beyond combat, Endfield introduces base building and resource systems reminiscent of Satisfactory, adding layers of exploration and long-term progression. With cinematic visuals, anime-inspired characters, and a gacha system tied to operator recruitment, the game promises to deliver a mix of narrative-driven immersion and mechanical complexity, positioning itself as one of 2026's most ambitious RPG releases. Ascendant, developed by PlayFusion and aiming for a full launch in early 2026, is a neon-soaked PvPvE tactical shooter that reimagines Capture the Flag into a chaotic, high-stakes extraction experience. Set in a dynamic biopunk world where mutant wildlife and rival squads constantly threaten survival, players form teams of 3 and battle across ever-shifting arenas controlled by a virtual game director that alters conditions mid-match. The objective is to secure and extract biocores, but unpredictable events, hostile creatures, and competing squads ensure no two matches play the same. With its blend of fast-paced gunplay, squad-based strategy, and environmental hazards, Ascendant emphasizes adaptability and teamwork, rewarding those who can outwit, outmaneuver, and outgun opponents in a world designed to keep players on edge. Its fusion of adrenaline-fueled combat and tactical depth positions Ascendant as one of 2026's most ambitious competitive shooters. Big Hops, launching on January 12, 2026 for PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC, is a vibrant 3D platformer adventure from Luckshot Games that blends whimsical exploration with inventive mechanics. Players take on the role of Hop, a young frog kidnapped by a mischievous spirit named Dis, who ropes him into a mysterious mission while Hop desperately seeks a way back to his family. To succeed, Hop must gather scattered airship parts across diverse biomes like the Red Desert, Open Ocean, and Shattered Mountain, each filled with challenges and secrets. Gameplay emphasizes creative traversal, letting players tongue swing, free climb, and plant vegetables to craft bounce pads, tight ropes, and hook shots that open new paths. Along the journey, Hop meets quirky animal allies, upgrades his backpack, and uncovers Dis's enigmatic motives. With its colorful art style, physics-driven movement, and heartfelt narrative, Big Hops promises a fresh, charming twist on the collectathon platformer formula.
And feel like they're breaking the game by inventing paths through it. That's my time. Thanks.
Cozy Caravan, set to release on January 8, 2026, is a heartwarming single-player life sim adventure from 5 Live Studios that blends crafting, trading, and exploration into a charming journey across colorful towns. Players inherit a humble caravan and embark on a gentle road trip, cooking meals, sewing outfits, and running market stalls while forming bonds with quirky characters along the way. The game emphasizes kindness and community, encouraging players to enrich lives as they prepare for the annual Whiz Bang Fair, a festive event that serves as the narrative centerpiece. With its top-down perspective, whimsical art style, and a delightful roster of animal avatars ranging from raccoons to axolotls, Cozy Caravan offers a relaxing yet engaging experience. By combining resource management with heartfelt storytelling, it captures the joy of travel, friendship, and creativity, making it a standout cozy title for 2026.
Relaxed already? Cozy Caravan.
DuneCrawl, set to release on December 31, 2025, is an open-world online co-op privateering adventure from Alien Trap Games that invites players to traverse vast sand seas aboard colossal walking crustaceans known as dune crawlers. These living fortresses, armed with cannons and treasure maps, serve as both transport and battlegrounds as crews of friends explore hand-drawn environments filled with quests, hidden plunder, and hostile factions. The game emphasizes freedom and discovery, letting players defend towns from bandits, ride armored scarabs, and carve their legend as daring freebooters across the Seven Sands. With its blend of cooperative combat, exploration, and emergent storytelling, DuneCrawl promises a unique mix of strategy and spectacle, capturing the thrill of desert survival while unraveling the mysteries surrounding the enigmatic crawlers themselves. Dynasty Warriors Origins Visions of Four Heroes, releasing on January 21st to 22nd, 2026, is a major DLC expansion for Koei Tecmo's tactical action epic, bringing fresh depth to the chaotic battlefields of the Three Kingdoms. This content introduces 4 new playable heroes, each with unique weapons, fighting styles, and story arcs that intertwine with the larger saga, offering fans both expanded lore and dynamic gameplay variety. Alongside new missions and scenarios, the DLC enhances the strategic layer with additional battlefield objectives, enemy types, and cinematic encounters that highlight the grandeur of large-scale warfare. True to the franchise's roots, players will carve through thousands of foes with signature Musu action, but Visions of Four Heroes emphasizes character-driven storytelling, weaving personal struggles and alliances into the relentless tide of combat. With its blend of spectacle, narrative, and tactical innovation, this expansion positions itself as a defining chapter in the Origins experience, appealing to both longtime fans and newcomers seeking a dramatic entry point into the series. Escape from Ever After, releasing on January 23, 2026, is a genre-bending RPG from Sleepy Castle Studio that draws heavy inspiration from the charm and mechanics of classic paper Mario titles. The story follows Flint Buckler, a newly hired storybook hero who must confront a greedy megacorporation invading fairy tales to exploit them for cheap labor. To fight back, Flint climbs the corporate ladder while rallying allies among disgruntled fairy tale characters, each with their own quirks and abilities. Gameplay blends snappy, turn-based combat with perfectly timed action commands, encouraging skillful execution and creativity in battles against bizarre enemies. Beyond combat, players explore vibrant storybook worlds brimming with secrets, puzzles, and whimsical personalities, all wrapped in a satirical narrative that critiques corporate greed while celebrating imagination. With its colorful art style, witty writing, and heartfelt themes, Escape from Ever After promises a nostalgic yet fresh RPG adventure that balances humor, strategy, and emotional storytelling.
You'll love it here! Because at Ever After Inc., we don't just believe in happy endings.
Ghost Cam, releasing on January 19th, 2026 for PC and Meta VR headsets, is a surreal psychological horror experience from Arch Rebels that blends eerie exploration with paranormal photography. Players step into the role of a lone photographer navigating dreamlike environments inspired by 1970s and 1980s aesthetics, where every snapshot reveals hidden truths about the spirits haunting the world. Each playthrough reshapes the mystery, as shifting landscapes and unpredictable encounters ensure no two investigations feel the same. The game emphasizes immersion through its haunting atmosphere, encouraging players to document spectral phenomena while piecing together the fragmented narrative of a reality unraveling under supernatural influence. With its distinctive horse girl aesthetic, unsettling spirit designs, and dual support for VR and non-VR gameplay, Ghost Cam promises a chilling yet artistic journey that redefines how horror can be experienced through the lens of a camera. Highguard, set to release on January 26, 2026, is a free-to-play PvP raid shooter developed by Wildlight Entertainment, a studio formed by veterans of Respawn Entertainment who previously worked on Titanfall and Apex Legends. Revealed as the closing announcement at the Game Awards 2025, the game casts players as wardens, arcane gunslingers battling across a mythical continent for control of powerful relics like the Shieldbreaker. Blending fast-paced gunplay with raid-style objectives, Highguard emphasizes squad coordination, territory control, and dynamic encounters where rival crews clash in large-scale battles. While its reveal sparked mixed reactions, with some critics labeling it another hero shooter, the developers promise a fresh take on competitive FPS design, combining cinematic presentation with tactical depth. With its pedigree and ambitious scope, Highguard aims to carve out a distinct identity in the crowded shooter landscape, offering adrenaline-fueled combat and strategic raiding in a fantastical setting.
I am a warden, and this is my oath.
I Hate This Place, developed by Rock Square Thunder and published by Broken Mirror Games, is an upcoming open-world survival horror title inspired by the comic series of the same name, slated for release January 29th on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch. Set on the eerie Rutherford Ranch, the game thrusts players into a hostile environment where supernatural horrors and twisted creatures lurk in every shadow. Combining isometric shooting mechanics with resource management and exploration, it challenges players to survive both the physical threats of monsters and the psychological dread of isolation. The narrative draws heavily from the comic's themes of paranoia, trauma, and resilience, weaving a story that forces players to confront fear while uncovering the ranch's dark secrets. With its blend of atmospheric tension, strategic combat, and a faithful adaptation of Kyle Stark's horror vision, I Hate This Place promises to deliver a chilling, immersive experience that blurs the line between survival and storytelling.
If you die in there, perhaps we'll meet again, under different circumstances.
Kotama and Academy Citadel, launching on January 15th, 2026, is a vibrant 3D side-scrolling Metroidvania adventure developed by Atom String Games and published by 2P Games. Players step into the role of Kotama, a mysterious exchange student navigating the labyrinthine Carmel Academy Citadel, a futuristic institution celebrated for its cutting-edge science, yet shrouded in secrets. The journey is both witty and adrenaline-fueled, as Kotama strives to earn the prestigious title of Carmel Star while uncovering hidden truths within the Academy's sprawling halls. Gameplay emphasizes exploration, combat, and progression, with players unlocking new abilities to traverse interconnected environments and overcome formidable challenges. The game's blend of colorful visuals, dynamic storytelling, and intricate level design promises a fresh take on the Metroidvania genre, offering a mix of charm, mystery, and intensity that sets it apart as one of 2026's most intriguing indie releases. LORT, developed by Big Distraction and set to release on January 21st, 2026 for PC, is a chaotic co-op action roguelite that thrusts players into a cursed fantasy world brimming with danger and absurdity. Designed for 1 to 8 players, it emphasizes over-the-top teamwork where squads battle hordes of enemies, revive fallen allies, and stack ridiculous power-ups to evolve from humble goblin fighters into near-godlike warriors. Each run is procedurally unpredictable, with evolving challenges, loot combinations, and escalating encounters that demand both strategy and improvisation. The game's irreverent tone and fast-paced combat encourage players to embrace chaos, whether soloing as a legend or coordinating with friends to unleash devastating combos. With its blend of humor, spectacle, and replayability, LORT promises a uniquely wild roguelite experience that thrives on camaraderie and the thrill of breaking free from its cursed world.
Laugh. LORT.
Amayo, Memories in Orbit, releasing worldwide on January 20th, is a hand-drawn Metroidvania adventure developed by Deus Dixiem and published by Focus Entertainment. Set aboard the vessel, a colossal ark drifting in space and overrun by lush vegetation and rogue machinery, players embody MIO, a nimble android tasked with reviving the ship's fading memories before its imminent shutdown. The Pearls, once the AI caretakers of the vessel, have mysteriously ceased functioning, leaving its corridors filled with danger and secrets. Gameplay emphasizes exploration, precision platforming, and combat against corrupted machines, while progression unlocks new abilities that reshape traversal and strategy. With its atmospheric art style, layered storytelling, and blend of sci-fi mystery and emotional depth, MIO Memories in Orbit promises a mesmerizing journey that balances mechanical challenge with narrative discovery, positioning itself as one of 2026's most intriguing indie releases. Pathologic 3, developed by Icepick Lodge and releasing on January 9th, continues the series' tradition of unsettling psychological horror and survival storytelling. Players embody Daniil Dankovsky, a physician and researcher whose pursuit of immortality leads him to a remote town in the eastern steppe, only to face the outbreak of a devastating plague. With just 12 days to save the town, every choice carries weight, forcing ruthless decisions about who to heal, who to sacrifice, and how to confront the inevitability of death. The game blends immersive sim mechanics with detective-like investigation, challenging players to diagnose illnesses, manage scarce resources, and navigate shifting alliances while the town crumbles around them. True to the series' surreal and oppressive atmosphere, Pathologic 3 emphasizes moral ambiguity, narrative depth, and the haunting tension of trying to rewrite fate in a world where survival is never guaranteed.
You will too, player.
Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time Remake, officially slated for release in 2026, expected in January, is Ubisoft's ambitious revival of the beloved 2003 classic, rebuilt from the ground up by Ubisoft Montreal with support from studios in Toronto, Bucharest, Paris, and Pune. After years of delays and a full development reboot in 2023, the remake promises to stay faithful to the original's timeless narrative while modernizing combat, visuals, and storytelling for current-gen platforms including PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XOS, and PC. Players will once again step into the role of the Prince, wielding the mystical dagger of time to manipulate reality through rewinding, slowing, and freezing time, but with enhanced animations, cinematic presentation, and refined mechanics. Ubisoft has emphasized that the remake will preserve the heart of the original while delivering a richer, more immersive experience, aiming to reintroduce one of gaming's most iconic adventures to a new generation while satisfying longtime fans who have awaited its return. Quarantine Zone, The Last Check, developed by Brigada Games and published by Devolver Digital, is set to release on January 12th and offers a tense blend of simulation and survival strategy. Players assume the role of a government agent stationed at a critical checkpoint in a collapsing city, where they must screen survivors, manage scarce resources, and decide who to trust, quarantine, or eliminate. Every choice carries heavy consequences, as one mistake could unleash the plague beyond the barricades. The game combines base management with moral dilemmas, forcing players to expand defenses, upgrade facilities, and fend off relentless hordes while balancing humanity's survival against personal judgment. With its grim atmosphere, branching outcomes, and emphasis on player agency, Quarantine Zone, The Last Check transforms administrative duty into a harrowing fight for civilization's last hope, making each decision a matter of life or death.
Living quarters, power grids, and more. Speaking of upgrades, HQ really wants us to do some research on the front lines.
Rivals of Aether 2 expands its roster on January 6th, with the arrival of Reina, dubbed the Crowd Magnet, a flamboyant fighter designed to captivate audiences with her theatrical flair and commanding presence. As part of the 5th free character update, Reina introduces a unique playstyle that emphasizes spectacle and momentum, blending powerful strikes with crowd-inspired mechanics that reward stylish execution. Her design reflects Rivals of Aether 2's shift into 2.5D visuals powered by Unreal Engine 5, offering a more cinematic presentation while retaining the competitive depth of the original. With mechanics like shielding, grabbing, and parrying returning alongside her distinctive abilities, Reina embodies both accessibility for newcomers and fresh tactical options for veterans. Her addition not only diversifies the roster, but also reinforces the game's identity as a platform fighter that thrives on personality-driven combat, ensuring Rivals of Aether 2 continues to evolve as a vibrant, competitive, and casual experience. StarRupture, developed and published by Creepy Jar, is set to launch in early access on January 6th and promises a vast sci-fi survival experience that blends base building, exploration, and intense combat. Set on the hostile planet Arcadia 7, players must gather resources, construct sprawling industrial systems, and defend themselves against relentless alien creatures while uncovering the mysteries of a world in constant flux. Designed for both solo and cooperative play, the game emphasizes adaptability, allowing players to automate production chains, fortify bases, and coordinate strategies with friends to withstand escalating threats. Its immersive sim elements encourage experimentation, while the dynamic environment ensures each expedition feels unpredictable and dangerous. With its mix of survival mechanics, colony management, and large-scale battles, StarRupture positions itself as a bold entry in the genre, offering players a daily apocalypse to endure and conquer. Streetdog BMX, set to release on January 13th, is a stylish indie sports adventure from Agents Games that blends arcade BMX action with narrative-driven exploration. Players step into the shoes of a young rider navigating urban landscapes, skate parks, and hidden trails, mastering tricks and combos while uncovering a heartfelt coming-of-age story. The game emphasizes fluid controls and creative freedom, allowing players to chain stunts, grind rails, and soar through imaginative courses that reward skill and experimentation. Beyond the adrenaline-fueled gameplay, Streetdog BMX incorporates a strong sense of community, encouraging players to connect with fellow riders, customize their gear, and embrace the culture of street sports. With its vibrant art style, dynamic soundtrack, and balance of challenge and accessibility, the game aims to capture both the thrill of BMX riding and the emotional journey of finding identity and belonging in a world built around wheels and friendship. The ninth Charnel, developed by Psycat Deb and published by Soadesco, is a first-person psychological survival horror game scheduled for release on January 30th across PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X OS. Set within a richly atmospheric and unsettling world, the game challenges players to unravel dark mysteries while surviving against demonic threats through stealth, puzzle solving, or combat. Its narrative-driven design emphasizes psychological tension, weaving Lovecraftian influences with surreal environments that blur the line between reality and nightmare. Players must strategically manage resources, confront terrifying encounters, and piece together the story of a cursed realm where every choice impacts survival. With its haunting visuals, immersive soundscape, and focus on dread-filled exploration, the ninth Charnel aims to deliver a uniquely chilling experience that pushes the boundaries of modern horror storytelling. The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon, developed by Nihon Falcom and releasing worldwide on January 15th, is the 13th entry in the acclaimed Trails series and a direct sequel to Trails Through Daybreak 2. Continuing the saga of Van Arkride and the Arkride Solutions team, the game expands the narrative to a continental scale with Zemuria on the brink of transformation as humanity prepares for its first venture into space. Players will join Van alongside iconic figures like Rian Schwartzer and Kevin Graham, unraveling conspiracies tied to Marduk's mysterious training exercises and the secrets at the heart of Zemuria. True to the series' tradition, the game blends intricate turn-based combat with new mechanics such as Awakening, Dual Arts, and BLTZ, while delivering over 60 to 100 hours of story-rich gameplay. With its mix of political intrigue, character-driven drama, and Falcom's signature world-building, Trails Beyond the Horizon promises to be a landmark chapter that bridges past arcs with bold new horizons.
I'm so happy I got to spend such a magical evening together with you.
The Perfect Pencil, developed by Studio Tsima and set to release on January 29th on PC and Nintendo Switch, is a hand-drawn psychological action platformer that dives deep into the human psyche. Players take on the role of John, who awakens in a surreal kingdom that represents his inner fears and unresolved emotions. The game blends Metroidvania-style exploration with branching narrative choices, encouraging players to confront terrors both external and internal while uncovering secrets hidden in its bizarre environments. Combat is fast-paced and layered with timing-based mechanics, while exploration reveals environmental lore, eccentric characters, and intense boss battles that challenge both skill and perception. With its striking art style, narrative focus on personal growth, and themes of fear and resilience, The Perfect Pencil aims to deliver a unique fusion of emotional storytelling and classic platforming adventure, offering a journey that is as introspective as it is thrilling. The Seven Deadly Sins, Origin, developed by Netmarble, is scheduled to release on January 28th for PC, PlayStation 5, and mobile platforms, offering fans a sprawling open-world RPG set in the beloved Britannia universe. Players step into the role of Prince Tristan of Lyoness, embarking on a journey to restore order to a fractured world destabilized by the collision of time and space. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game delivers a visually stunning experience with expansive landscapes, fluid combat, and cooperative multiplayer that echoes the style of Genshin Impact while retaining its own identity through the rich lore of the manga and anime. Featuring gacha mechanics, character collection, and dynamic PvE and PvP encounters, Origin emphasizes exploration, teamwork, and narrative depth. With its blend of familiar heroes, new faces, and cinematic storytelling, the game promises to be both a continuation and reinvention of the Seven Deadly Sins saga, inviting players to uncover mysteries while forging their legend across Britannia. Vampires Bloodlord Rising, developed by Me Human Games and published by Toplitz Productions, is an upcoming open-world action RPG launching on January 30th. Set in the dark realm of Sangavia, players take on the role of Dragos, a powerful vampire striving to expand his dominion through castle building, clan management, and moral choices that shape the fate of the land. The game blends RPG combat with simulation mechanics, allowing players to construct sprawling fortresses, recruit allies, and wage war against rival factions while uncovering a dramatic narrative. Cooperative multiplayer adds further depth, enabling friends to join forces in ruling Sangavia together. With its mix of gothic atmosphere, strategic progression, and player-driven storytelling, Vampires Bloodlord Rising promises a fresh take on vampiric fantasy, combining survival, empire building, and role-playing into one ambitious experience. World of Magic Rise of Magic, developed and published by Ice Dragons, is an upcoming open-world action RPG set to release on May 25th for PC and consoles. The game immerses players in a sprawling fantasy realm where bustling cities, treacherous dungeons, and monster-infested landscapes form the backdrop of a deeply personal quest. You play as a mage whose journey begins with avenging your family, but quickly expands into uncovering the truth behind the monstrous invasion that threatens humanity. Featuring a revolutionary spellcasting system, players can combine and adapt magic in real time, while advanced AI ensures enemies learn and react to your tactics, making battles dynamic and unpredictable. Choices carry lasting consequences, as NPCs can die permanently, altering relationships and storylines. With its blend of narrative depth, immersive exploration, and strategic combat, World of Magic Rise of Magic promises a rich, player-driven adventure that redefines the boundaries of fantasy RPGs.
Wait here in ambush.
Awaiting your orders, Commander.
Wind magic. Attack.
If you stop learning new spells and seeking loyal allies, your chances will fade. Build a team or fight alone. The key is never to give up. Otherwise, you'll grow weak, become useless.
They reproduce quickly, especially those who have many women in captivity. I think you understand what they do to the women.
Disgusting rapists.
What kind of meeting is this?
Get ready. They've caught up to us.
A massive meteor shower.
Listen closely. Where's that sound coming from? Do you hear it now?
It sounds like someone is beating giant drums.
Catch the silence. I understand what that sound is. Hide quickly. Hurry!
And that's pretty much everything coming in January 2026. Nothing too crazy, but a solid mix of games worth keeping an eye on. Let me know in the comments which one you're interested in, or if I missed anything. If this video helped, drop a like, subscribe for more upcoming game lists, and I'll see you in the next one.